If you lack confidence, if you lack that aura, you need to understand it's because you're not confident in the character that you've created. You don't believe in yourself, right? Because in order to radiate confidence, you need to be confident in the character that you've built. You need to be proud of the man that you see in the mirror. And if you're not proud of that man, it is impossible to radiate confidence. And if you do, you're faking it, right? This video is gonna explain how I truly became confident, because I feel like people can fake it, but that shit never lasts. Everything fake comes to light, right? But in order to radiate true confidence, in order to truly be confident in the man you created, it comes from a place of self-love, right? Appreciation. The first thing you need to do is start doing things to raise your self-esteem. When you say you're gonna do something, fucking do it. If you say you're gonna wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m., make your bed, and start your day with a run, you need to wake up at 6 a.m., make your bed, and start your day with a run. It starts with keeping your word. You need to become confident in the character you are creating. If you can't keep your own word to yourself, how the fuck do you expect to be confident within yourself if you can't even hold yourself accountable? Do you understand? In order to radiate confidence, it starts with you. It starts from within, right? So every time you make a promise to yourself, you have to keep it, because that self-accountability is quite literally everything, right? Especially when it comes to building up that inner confidence in order to radiate confidence. Whether you're trying to be more confident when it comes to approaching females, when it comes to being more confident when you're around your friends, or whatever the case is, just being in public and radiating confidence, it takes that deep foundation work. If you can't keep your own word, if you can't be confident in yourself and what you tell yourself you're gonna do, you can't possibly expect to be confident in public, right? And women sniff this shit out. If you aren't proud of the man you see in the mirror, which ultimately starts with being a man of your word, they can sniff it out. They can sniff out a false prophet, a false man, right? Because you're living in a lie. That confidence that you're radiating, it's fake, right? But the true men, the ones that step out, and when they walk into a room, you can feel their presence. It's because they did that deep, dark work in the hard, fucking dark abyss inside their mind, right? They've built this foundation, this self-belief that no one can alter and no one can take away, because they did that themselves from within. You get what I'm saying? And it starts with being a man of their word, doing the shit that they told themselves they were gonna do, right? In order to raise that self-esteem, you need to hold yourself accountable and do everything that you say you're gonna do. Because once you do that, right, day after day, goal after goal, accomplishment after accomplishment, you start raising your self-esteem, because everything you said you were gonna do, you did. And there's pride in that. You can look in the mirror every day knowing that you did what you said you were gonna fucking do, right? And that's something that's gonna make you proud of yourself, right? Another thing that's gonna boost your confidence, not boost your confidence, I shouldn't say that, but build your confidence, is doing hard shit that no one else is willing to do. If you can endure the pain and endure circumstances and situations that no one else can endure, you're separating yourself from everyone else. You're separating yourself from the crowd, giving you a reason to be confident in the man that you're creating, because you are different, right? You're willing to go to extents that not everyone is willing to go to, right? A clear example of this would be me running my first marathon solo. No practice, no training. I'm not saying you guys should do it without no training, but it takes a certain type of person to do that type of shit, right? It's fucked up. No one is willing to go to that extent except for a select few amount of men. And because I put myself in that traumatic situation by choice, I've grown a tremendous amount knowing that 9 out of 10 men would not do that to themselves. But I did it, right? And I'm proud of myself for doing that. Because like I said, 9 out of 10 men are not doing that fucked up shit. It's fucked up, it's dark. Not everyone's willing to go to that extent, but I did. And in that, I find confidence. Knowing that I'm willing to do the shit that not everyone is willing to do. It separates myself from the people, and I'm not saying I'm better, right? By any means, I don't want to say I'm out here better, but it's knowing that we had the same start. I pee, you pee. You bleed, I bleed, right? You have flesh, I am flesh too. We are the same creation. But the difference between me and you is that I'm willing to go to that extent. Even though we are the same creation, we are both human beings, you're not willing to go to that extent. But because I'm willing to go to that extent, I have a different type of confidence, right? Knowing that I'm able to withstand shit that only the strongest of mindsets can do. It's taken me to a completely different level, right? You gotta understand, if you never experienced traumatic experiences like a parent passing away or something of the sort that ultimately fucks up your mental and forces you grow at an exponential rate, you have to have another type of gear in your head to actually induce that trauma on yourself by choice. It takes a certain type of gear, a certain type of man, right? Not everyone is willing to go to that fucked up extent. But if you're willing to go there, I promise you, you are gonna walk out of whatever the situation is, a better man, a stronger man, a more confident man, right? Knowing that you put yourself through something that not everyone can do. Not everyone is built like that. You are not built like everyone else. Another concept that is gonna help build your confidence is understanding that you need to take care of yourself. Your body is a temple. If you're still beating your meat, watching corn, you're gonna fuck up your mentality. It's gonna deteriorate your self-belief and your self-confidence because you're doing and taking part in acts that are dehumanizing, right? It's shameful. How would people look at you if they knew what you did behind closed curtains? You beating your meat to pixels, getting off the pixels, right? Whether you believe it or not, majority of you guys feel that post-nut clarity when your mind hits you, right? Your mental actually kicks in and wakes up and realize, what the fuck am I doing? You get what I'm trying to say? This is fucking disgusting. You have to understand, every time you take part in some act like that, you're deteriorating your self-confidence, right? You're making yourself feel worthless. You're getting off the pixels. Understand that they're literally pixels, right? And this is fucking with your mental. So if you're doing that, watching corn, getting off, you need to stop, because that right there is probably the biggest factor contributing to your low self-belief. Right? What you need to do is go out, start talking to people, socializing. Make real life connections. Stop getting off the pixels, right? And this is its own point because it's such a big thing in our society today. It's like a normal fucking thing to beat your meat to pixels, right? It's the most dehumanizing thing you can do. Getting off to girls that don't even know your name, don't even know you exist. Right? Spilling your seed to someone that doesn't even know you exist. It's dehumanizing. Stop doing it. If you're doing it, it is the biggest thing contributing to your low self-belief, right? Because when you're done, you feel like a piece of shit. And subconsciously, even if you don't want to believe it, subconsciously, right? Like I said, it's eating away at your self-belief. It's making you think less of yourself. So when you go up to talk to that girl in public, you're like, oh shit, I don't know, man. It's because you're beating your meat. It's that simple. You don't think you're deserving of a real life girl, a real world girl, right? So you got to go home and you got to get off to one on the internet that doesn't even know your name, right? It's shameful, right? And if this is you, you're sitting here listening to this and you're resonating with this because you know what it feels like to do it and to feel the shame after, right? Whether you believe it or not, every time you do it, it's eating away at you. It's consuming you, right? And in order to build that self-belief, that confidence back up, you need to completely cut that shit out. That shit is completely unacceptable. If you were trying to be a high-value man, what the fuck are you doing that? You get what I'm saying? If you can't have pride in it, why are you doing it? It's eating away at you, right? So, which leads me into my last point. You need to get rid of all of your vices. Cut out all the shit that is holding you back, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's weed, whatever the case is. You need to cut that shit out. Another thing for a lot of you guys is getting with random women, right? You guys want to get with 3s and 4s just to get off, right? If you want to carry yourself with confidence, if you want to carry yourself like a high-valued man, act like one. A high-valued man wouldn't be giving their seed to everyone. You can't just be getting with anyone and doing anything you want, right? So when you actually withhold from these vices, withhold from the alcohol, withhold from the weed, withhold from the drugs, withhold from the females, right? You're able to take pride in knowing that you're taking care of yourself and your mentality. You're doing the right things rather than letting the wrong things consume you. Do you understand? So in that act of staying away from the problem, staying away from the vices, you can take pride, like I said, knowing that you're doing the right thing. And a lot of the people nowadays aren't fucking doing the right thing, right? Therefore, separating yourself from all of these people, right? And these people that are consumed by the bad things, by their vices, they're gonna sense the confidence radiate from you, right? They're gonna sense it. Seeing you not take part in all the partying, the drinking, it's gonna give you a different type of energy, right? And you're gonna radiate confidence knowing that you believe in everything you stand for. You understand that drinking, you understand that smoking is bad for you, so you don't take part in it, right? You're staying true to your word. Relaying back to another point, right? And in that is fucking an unbelievable amount of confidence, right? When you can be who you are and be proud even though everyone around you is showing you otherwise, is giving into their vices, is giving into their partying, the drinking, the alcohol, the girls, right? True confidence is being in that position where you're doing exactly what you know you should be doing, even though the world is telling you otherwise. That's where true confidence is. That's what it means to have true confidence in yourself, right? Is to be yourself unapologetic, regardless of what everyone else is saying, regardless of what they're doing. It's being yourself because you don't give a fuck, right? And when you come to that space where you don't care about other people's opinion and you can be yourself unapologetically and be proud of the man that you built, that's when you can truly radiate confidence, right? But all in all, the biggest thing would be to do the things you need to do to be proud of who you see in the mirror, because ultimately that is the only thing that is going to allow you to radiate confidence, right? If you're not proud of who you see in the mirror, how can other people possibly look at you and think you're confident, right? When you're not even confident in yourself. Your confidence starts from within. Alex Hormozy said this one quote is, you don't build confidence by yelling affirmations in the mirror, but you do by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are, right? And outworking your self-doubt. That's when you can actually radiate confidence. So start stacking your accolades, whether it's doing the shit that no one wants to do, whether it's cutting off all your bad vices, whether it's quitting corn, right? Stop getting off the pixels. Build your accolades. And in those accolades, you are going to find pride. And not in a bad way, right? But you're going to be proud of the man that you see in the mirror because you were willing to give up in order to elevate and become a higher valued man. That's when you're going to find confidence. Do you understand? There's no shortcut. There's no book you can read. There's no YouTube video you can watch. Well, I'm sure, I would hope this one helped. It's not like a flip of a switch, but it's daily actions that ultimately lead up to you building that confidence. It's the daily choices you've made, right? So, with all this being said, go out there and do what you have to do to be proud of the man you see in the mirror. And when you're proud of the man you see in the mirror, people are going to feel the confidence radiating from your aura. You won't have to walk into rooms and explain yourself, but you will be a billboard of everything you stand for. They will feel the confidence radiating from you. But only when you become proud of the man that you see in the mirror, because at that point, you will be so confident who you are as a person, who you are as a man, that people will have no choice but to feel that confidence radiate from you.